always an excuse when it comes to working out, but we're about to meet a woman who didn't start her fitness journey until she was in her 50s, and now she's thriving as a fitness guru in her 60s.
Meet Carolee Walker. She's a State Department employee, mother, writer, and runner. Carolee didn't start her fitness journey until she was 56 years old. After experiencing aches and pains from little things like getting up from her desk, she thought it's time for a change, and a big one at that. She first ran a 10K. Next came a half marathon, then a full marathon. That's right, 26.2 miles, people. Carolee has now run 10 half marathons, done a triathlon, and completed the Marine Corps Marathon right here in Washington, D.C. just last fall. She says running is still hard, but maybe that's why she gets such a sense of accomplishment when crossing the finish line.
Incredible. Joining us is Carolee Walker. Welcome to Great Day.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I love
Thank
this
you.
because even us in our 30s, we're like, I don't want to get up. It's hard for us to get motivated. But in your 50s, what prompted you to get moving?
Yeah, you know, I didn't have an exercise habit in my 30s. So in my 50s, I was actually on a vacation and I was just exhausted. I couldn't do the things that I loved to do in my 30s. I had theater tickets and I was going to restaurants, but I was really tired and it was rainy and I was cranky and my clothes didn't fit. And I thought, you know, I need to make a change. And so I started, and it was hard. It was really hard. And also, I needed to lose weight. I had like too much weight on my small frame, and so whenever I did try to move around, everything started to hurt.
Well, I want to go back to what you said. It is hard, and a lot of times we see people in that triumphant victory pose, crossing the finish line. Oops, I don't want to show you guys my frame here. But what kept you motivated? Because we have some 50-year-olds and some 60-year-olds, maybe even 70-year-olds watching who want to be just like you, and we want to be like you in our 30s.
Thank you. Well, you know, it is really hard. It's not just hard to exercise, it's hard to get a habit. So you have to work on both, and finding what motivates you is actually what really helped me. I learned about my personality. I needed a training schedule. I needed a schedule. And then I signed up for races, which I'm a very extroverted person, so they're a lot of fun.
Yes.
And then I started to see results. I started to feel good. Maybe I started my journey to lose weight, but what I found pretty quickly, maybe about 3 weeks in, was sticking to my habit. I started to feel great.
Yeah.
And so I started to associate my exercise with feeling great. And it wasn't hard to stick to a plan at that, and that was motivating. It wasn't hard to get me to stick to my training plan because I knew how good it was going to make me feel.
So you're going to show us a few moves that our viewers at home can do, and all of us can do, just to make sure we don't hurt each other ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, part of my issue, and a lot of other older women, I think, too, is that we have, maybe our knees aren't as stable or as great. You hear people say, oh, my knees hurt. So one of the first things I did was try to stabilize my knees.
Okay, my knees hurt a lot too, by the way.
Yeah, and what you're doing is you're stabilizing the muscles around your knees, your quads and your calf muscles. So you don't need a mat, you don't need anything fancy. We're not going to break, we're not fragile. We're going to go right on the floor.
Okay.
And we're going to go flat on our backs.
Oh,
and you're going to lock your knees and flex your feet as much as possible. I'm going to sort of fit right in here. And you're going to just lift. Put your head back and hold your core, hold your abdomen very tight so that you don't strain your lower back.
Hands there.
Well, since I have a layer of blubber.
No space in here. You want to keep your back really flat, and you're going to lift your leg like this, tightening your knee as much as possible, locking your knee, maybe 12 reps. It's going to hurt after about 6, but you're going to keep doing it, and you're going to do this every day. In the very beginning, I did this morning and night. You're going to do both legs. And then what we're going to do is, we sit all day. I'm a government employee. I sit a lot. And as you start to run or you start to walk on the treadmill, you're relying on your knees to propel you forward, and that's not good. So you want to activate your glutes. So pretend you're a ballet star, and you're going to hold on, and you're going to just gradually, very gradually lift your leg using your glute muscles. You can feel it right here. And that is going to do two things. It's going to strengthen those glute muscles.
We're going to do like a human chain here.
That's going to strengthen the glute muscles, but it's also going to remind them to fire because your brain is going to start to pay attention to them.
I like this.
All right, Carolee, where can people find more about you and your story?
Well, you know, I just published my book. It's called Getting My Bounce Back.
Nice.
And it's my journey. It's the highs and the lows of my journey because it's not always the finish line. There's a lot of bad stuff too. that happens, and you get up
But
the
you
next day and you
keep
do
it real, and
you
I
keep
love
it real.
that. Carolee got her bounce back, and so can you by getting her
Thank
book.
you so much,
so
and you can find me on Twitter at Carolee Walker.
Carolee
All right.
Walker.
Thank you.
Like the
Have a great
teamwork
day,
here.
Washington.